Hello and welcome back. This is Metal Rocker 86, here again with another review. I can't believe it! I haven't reviewed any Guns N' Roses yet. It's time to satisfy my craving for an appetite for destruction. Guns N' Roses is an American rock band that started out in 1985 in Los Angeles, California. Their genres include hard rock and heavy metal. They have gone through many different band members and released 6 studio albums to date. Appetite for Destruction is one of them. On to the album. Appetite for Destruction is the debut studio album released by Guns N' Roses, and it was released on July 21st of 1987. For the first year, it really didn't get much attention, but the following year it really broke out. It ranked as high as first on the US Billboard 200. It consists of 12 songs and altogether is about 54 minutes long. On lead vocals is Axl Rose, who also did the synthesizer on Paradise City as well as the percussions. On lead guitar, acoustic guitar, slide guitar, talk box, and backing vocals is Slash. On rhythm guitar, lead guitar, backing vocals, and percussions is Izzy Stradlin. On bass guitar and backing vocals is Duff or Rose McKagan. And finally, on drums is Steven Adler. Now on to the songs, all of which were written by Guns N' Roses. This first one is quite up-tempo, and it was also released as a single. Welcome to the Jungle. Instrumentation. The guitars will really energize you with the killer riffs, but you can also hear the drums and some siren sounds in the background. The solo in this one is also really good. The lyrics describe Los Angeles and the dark side of it, where people go there looking for fame, but they find out it's not really what they expect. This was a great song to start the album with, and it really gets you pumped. This next one is also up-tempo, and it was also released as a single. West Arkeen helped write it. It's called It's So Easy. Instrumentation. The main focus again is on the guitars with great energy, but you can also hear the drums in the background. The solo here is also really good. The song was written when the band was up and coming, but their bank accounts hadn't changed yet. The easy thing for them was getting girls. This was another good song on the album. The fast tempo continues into this next one, and it was also released as a single. It's called Night Rain. Instrumentation. It starts off with a short percussion intro, then the guitars come in and steal the show with the great energy, and the drums are relegated to the background. The solo in this one is rockin'. The song is about how the band would party so much, but the only wine they could afford was a cheap wine called Night Rain. This was another great song on the album. This next one is also quite up-tempo. It's called Out to Get Me. Instrumentation. The main focus is on the hard guitars, which will really pump you up, but you can also hear the drums in the background. I also really like the solo in this one. I feel like the lyrics describe someone who's getting in trouble with the law and on the run from the police. This was another really good song on the album. You guessed it, this next one is also up-tempo, and it was also released as a single. It's called Mr. Brownstone. Instrumentation. Again, the main focus is on the guitars with some background drums, and I also really like the solo in this one. The lyrics describe how the band did heroin, and I feel like Mr. Brownstone is the guy that sold it to them. This was another great song on the album. Now this next one was also released as a single, and the tempo slows down a little. So take me down to the Paradise City. Instrumentation. The main focus is on the energizing guitars, which will get you into headbang mode, and the drums can be heard in the background. Like Welcome to the Jungle, this one is also about Los Angeles, except in this case, it's about life on the streets and how rough it is. This was another awesome song on the album. Now we get to My Michelle. The tempo starts off slow, but it speeds up as time goes on and gets harder. Instrumentation. It starts off with a guitar intro that sounds kinda gloomy. Then, at around the 25-second mark, things get much harder and your head will be banging when the hard guitars come in, but you can also hear the drums in the background. I really enjoyed the solo in this one too. The song was written for a friend of the band named Michelle Young. One day, she was listening to the radio when Elton John's Your Song came on. She then wished that she could have a song written about her. And that's how this song came to be. This was another really good song on the album. This next song was actually written by Izzy Stradlin before he joined Guns N' Roses. It's called Think About You. This one is very up-tempo. Instrumentation. It starts off with a short percussion intro, Then the guitars come in with great energy, but you can also hear the drums in the background. The song is mainly about love, and this was another good song on the album. Now this next one is very up-tempo. It was also released as a single, and it's my favorite song on the album, Sweet Child of Mine. Instrumentation. It starts off with a very unique guitar intro that energizes you. The guitars remain the main focus throughout most of the song with some background drums. The guitars, however, do get quiet for a bit during the Where Do We Go part. The song was written for Axl's then girlfriend, Don Everly's daughter, Erin Everly. They dated for 4 years and then got married, but it didn't last long. This was an amazing song on the album. This next one is also quite up-tempo. It's called You're Crazy. Instrumentation. The guitars in this one are very fast, but you can also hear the drums in the background. I also really enjoyed the solo in this one. I interpret the lyrics as being about a guy who's being used by his girlfriend. He loves her, but she just wants the satisfaction. This was another good song on the album. The tempo in this next one is also fast, and Chris Webber helped write it. It's called Anything Goes. Instrumentation. The main focus again is on the guitars and they steal the show, but you can also hear the drums in the background. I also really like the solo in this one. I should probably not describe the lyrics in this day and age, but this was another good song on the album. Now the tempo slows down a little as we get to the final song on the album, Rocket Queen. Instrumentation. It starts off with a short drum intro, then the bass and guitars come in and the guitars become the main focus. I like the solo in this one as well. The song is about a woman named Barbie Van Grief. She and her roommate Pamela Manning used to hang around the band, and I'll leave it at that. This was a great song to end the album with. So what did I like about this album? I really enjoyed this one. The songs were all very well written, they were in the right order, the instrumentation sounded really good, and so did the vocals. There is nothing I would change about this album. To conclude this, Appetite for Destruction is definitely worth listening to, and I know you will enjoy it. Well, that's the end of this review. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up down below, and don't forget to subscribe and share. Until next time, rock on!